It is hotter than Satan's Medusa itself. Well, welcome to another episode of the Inner Circle Podcast. I am your host, Charlie, with my best girlfriend, Melanie, and we are half naked today with
Here we
this
are.
heat. Welcome to the show. How are you, Miss Tatas?
I am fucking hot. Well, I'm not hot right now. I came home from work, ran in the shower, literally like had to get ready again just to be on tonight because it's too fucking hot. You know what's worse than it being hot? It being hot and it being humid. That is the
Mm.
fucking worst. I think humidity is the bane of my existence.
Humidity is the shit that fucks it up because we've been to Vegas a few times, and we've been to
Yeah.
Vegas. We've been to Vegas in February. We've been to Vegas also like in the fucking middle of the summer. I think we've gone in July, August,
We
July,
went,
right? Or early
yes, it
August.
was July. Yeah.
We've gone when it's like summer, and yes, it's hot, but like
I
it's a
prefer
dry
dry heat.
heat.
Yeah.
I could take dry heat any day. It's the
Yeah.
humidity that kills
You
me.
made it, and you know, me and you have something in common where we literally sweat from our head.
Yes, it's from
I
our
want to get
head.
Botox on my fucking head, like on my cranium, because this shit is crazy. Like, I don't understand. I can sweat from my head, but I won't sweat anywhere else. What the fuck?
It's like I hate it because it does start from the head, and then like I literally sometimes, depending how much, it's so gross. Even like thinking about it, like, and it's my
Yeah.
own self where I like wipe down, and it's a bunch that like just, and I
With
do it
me,
like
it looks
this.
like it looks like I just washed my hair. You know what's funny? Well, this is kind of sad, but like when I was in high school, I was in the volleyball team in Miami.
You play volleyball? I didn't
Briefly,
know
bitch,
this.
because yeah, in ninth grade, I was in the not varsity, junior varsity team. And I was like, I cannot be sweating the way that I'm sweating in front of these girls and everyone in school. And I would, I literally had to wrap a towel over my head like after playing, and I couldn't play anymore. I was like, I give up. I can't, I'm moving. Lies. I just didn't want to play because I would sweat so bad. It looked like my hair was like drenched in water.
And this was back in school.
Yeah.
I think for me it got worse before, like back in the day in high, especially in high school. My big problem, and into 18, because I remember starting today. My first boyfriend, and he helped me with certain drugs. I used to sweat profusely under my pits.
No,
Bad.
I don't even mind that. I'd
Like
rather actually
uh,
no.
I would sit in class, and sometimes you feel it drip, 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 and it's just gross. Yes, no
That's
lie,
crazy.
no lie. So I remember my first boyfriend at the time, like I'm certain dry. I guess it's a deodorant that you put for like
Yeah,
people that they.
yeah.
Eh,
Well,
eh.
there's new like developments for that, but I was reading because I couldn't take it anymore yesterday. Even me cleaning and doing laundry, I was like buckets. But I read somewhere that if you take apple cider vinegar and you put it in your head with water, mix it with water, it like resets your pH balance in your head, so you don't sweat as much. So I know you drink apple cider vinegar,
Oh,
so
I live by cider vinegar. That thing is like the Bible, so good for so many things. But wait a minute.
yeah.
Let's backtrack it because hold on. So you mix. I'm assuming a mix of water and
So
apple
you
cider
would
vinegar
do
and.
like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and then
Mhm.
2 cups of water. Don't call me, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then you just put it like you wash your hair if you want to, and then you just put it in your head. You could use distilled like white vinegar also, but it's not as
No.
effective as apple
No.
cider vinegar.
We only do apple cider vinegar. We're not using no regular white vinegar.
I like white vinegar because those are it's good for other things for lady parts, but
We're learning a lot today. We're learning about cranium, pH balance. We're learning about that Melody played volleyball in
oh
high
yeah.
school, and we're
I'm
learning
an
about
arena. What can I
white
say?
vinegar helping
Lady
the
parts.
lady bits.
It's true.
But how was your 4th of July weekend? How was this
My
past weekend?
it was okay. I honestly didn't do anything. I stayed home for the most part. I binge watched a couple shows. Um, I started watching The Bear, and I'm almost done, which is a great show. Um, I didn't do much, but I didn't really need to do much. There was so much shit and commotion happening outside. It felt like fucking Baghdad outside.
Bombs over Baghdad.
There were like they were blowing up. Is that even the correct term to say blowing up explosives? They were blowing up fireworks since like 3 in the morning. And honestly, I could tune it out. I don't mind that. I don't care. But it was more so like the car alarms going off that was pissing me off.
Oh
That
wow.
was, and I felt bad for anyone that had pets because
Listen, I hear a lot that pets are like a lot. I know it. I've seen it myself. My ex had a dog. Both of his dogs actually. Like will hide behind the toilet. I am so blessed, and I
oh,
was actually holding Gizmo yesterday. Like, oh, I'm so blessed with you, because even my grandmother, she reached out. She's like, sweetheart, the fireworks don't bother Gizmo. I'm like, no,
I
I'm
don't know.
blessed.
Gizmo is so unbothered.
Gizmo is unbothered by the fireworks. Like 8 years, he does not. Fireworks do not phase him. But I do know a lot of
Yeah.
dogs, it does phase them.
My
I'm
therapist
blessed.
my therapist told me that her dog was like almost like she bolted and she almost ran off to the sunset because
Wow.
she yeah. And she's a cute little like Pomeranian. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's usually the little ones too that
Yeah.
are like scared. But it's funny because it's usually those little fucking ones that have all that ruff 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 bark, including my own little one,
Yep.
but get be off afraid from a rat tat tat
Yeah.
tat.
It was no. It was the boom, boom, boom.
Oh yeah, I was dying laughing when you sent me that voice text yesterday. I was like, not the boom boom.
It
But
was the boom, boom, boom.
no, fourth. Okay, so yesterday, and I told you this yesterday, and I stand by it. First of all, we should have the day after July off as well. I
Yeah.
think America should like take that into consideration because if we're fucking blowing up, especially if it falls during the week, if we're blowing up fireworks and it's
Hmm.
a Wednesday, like yesterday was a Tuesday per se, but it's a Wednesday, and then we have to report back to work on Thursday, and all these idiots out here that want to blow up fireworks at 2, 3 in the morning, and we got to wake up in the morning to go back to work. It makes no sense. No
Not only
sense.
that, people like celebrated and went and drank and partied and did whatever. So if you're smart, you would take time off, but then also I don't think you shouldn't have to take time off. You should just get time off. I
Yeah.
will say though, I was like at first, I was like, ha ha ha, there's gonna be thunderstorms. It's gonna be a shitty 4th of July. But then the sun came out and that fucked it up.
Salió
But
el sol.
did you see like was your block like messed up and dirty? My block was a mess. The sanitation was like cleaning the street.
No, mine wasn't bad. Like I said, yesterday was Tuesday. So Monday, surprisingly, before July, I can't with these fireworks people. That went into I know for a fact it had to be 1 in the morning, and motherfuckers were still out there blowing up fireworks. Because I know the time I fell asleep, I know you feel your body. I usually look for at the time when I like get woken up or whatever.
Hmm.
But I'm like I didn't even want to look because I wanted to like sometimes like the light may like keep me up. So I'm like whatever, and I went back to sleep. But I know motherfuckers on Monday was still blowing up fireworks like at between 1 and 2. Yesterday, thank you, Jesus, thank you. And I prayed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, please God, don't let it be late tonight. I want to get some decent sleep today because of all what I had to deal with today. And luckily it stopped. Luckily it wasn't crazy. And when I went outside, there was no basurero. For the people that don't know what that means, like all the garbage, all the bullshit from the
No, there
fireworks.
was a lot around here. I was like walking and I was like, ew, what the fuck? It was bad. But they cleaned it up
Pretty
actually.
fireworks though. Pretty fireworks. I was looking out my window. I'm like, who wants to go outside? Like, golf claps to the people that go and want to see the fireworks, especially in New York, that go to the Chelsea Piers and
We
certain
did
parks.
that years
We
ago.
years
I
ago.
remember we did that with like
It was a few of us, no?
yeah, with one of my exes, and I was like, oh yeah, let's go to the pier and watch it, and it was cute. But I remember being in my 20s,
There you
having
go.
that energy.
That too, and it's like New Yorkers. We are weird in the sense where it's like, and this is what we need to do. And I want to start doing this, and I'm going to put it out to the universe. I know there's a lot of people that do the street team, asking questions or
Hmm.
whatever. I want to get to that. like I want to get to that. I know it's hard because people be so hesitant nowadays, but I really want to get to that because I feel like if you ask New Yorkers, have you been like questions like, have you been to the Empire State Building?
No.
They're gonna be like, no.
I
Or
haven't.
have you been to the Statue of Liberty? No. And this is New Yorkers who lived in New York their whole lives. And I can attest to that because I've had conversations with my grandmother and she has not done certain things where I'm like, and my grandmother's lived in, okay, she's
There
lived
are
in certain
New
parts.
Yorkers that have never taken the Staten Island ferry.
That
I want to
part.
take the, what is it, the Roosevelt Island tram? I think that's what it's called. It's like a ferry. It's kind of like a ferry, but it's
Ferry,
like
yeah. There's so many. There's so many ferries that go to like Roosevelt Island.
Ellis Island.
Yeah, Ellis Island and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's a New York thing though. That's New York thing. It's like we live in New York, so we're like,
I think I know why.
It attracts like it's more tourists or
Tourists.
people who
And
are not
like, do you
originally
really
from New
want to
York.
stand in line and be interacting with tourists? Not really.
True. Or just the crowds. Like when you get older, also the crowds is like you choose your crowds. To go to a concert, it's like you know you're gonna deal with crowds. But then there's 4th of July, you're like, that's a choice. Do I
The
go?
difference between concerts and like with crowds is that you know eventually you're gonna sit down because you have a seat that you paid for. But I'm not going to no damn festival. I'm gonna be standing up the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
I will pack a beach chair.
No, but for me, my 4th of July, my days off, I gotta say thank you God. It was lax. It felt very good going into my like what is it, 5 days off I had. Friday I went to the beach. Although there was an overcast, but a motherfucker still got tanned. I still got burned because I fell asleep for like 30, 40 minutes on my stomach. So I still got burned. That was Friday. It was a cute little beach day. It was a tutu packed. Thank you, Jesus. It was perfect. Saturday and Sunday, like, I was lazy. I was just like, those days I was like, and even Friday, it feels amazing to wake up and just be like, I could do whatever I want. Like, no worries about people, this or that. Like, you just sit within yourself and just be like, today I could do whatever I want. I could go to the corner store. I could just be lazy. I could go out. I could have dinner. I could go to a movie.
You sound
and
like
that's
that
such a good feeling. That's such an amazing feeling.
You remember that song from Bruno Mars, the Lazy song?
Oh, today
don't feel like
the weekend.
That's like my mom's favorite song.
No, seriously. And Saturday, Sunday was lax. And then Monday, I decided for myself, like I wanted to, and I've said this before, and I can't promote this and push this enough. Sometimes it's good to have a me date. And what I mean by a me date is when you just take yourself out to a movie, take yourself out to a bite by yourself, go somewhere where there's a park, wherever, and just relax by yourself. Pray, whatever your judge is, like, it's amazing to do that. And that's what I did Monday. So I felt like, although I was lazy some days, I still did some things. Friday beach, Monday I had a me date. And then yesterday, the gym, relax, and back to the grind today. So it was a decent 4th of July. I don't really care when it comes to 4th of July. Let's be real, like, and I don't want to get all like into a deep rabbit hole. But as I've gotten older too, 4th of July means nothing to me. 4th of July is a day off, pay day off in some cases, and that's it. It's like I don't care. Yes, America the beautiful, whatever, happy, whatever. It's just we know how much bullshit is going on in this country where it's hard to celebrate, especially coming off the heels of June, when so many things towards the end of June got overturned for the gays. What other thing that passed that was fucked up recently? The whole now you could discriminate and deny any business that doesn't align with you. Affirmative action as well. Like, how could I go a week later and be like, America, America? But listen, I will say this because I see all sides and you know this, and sometimes that's my issue. I'm like a Cynthia Bailey, but I'll say this. I'm blessed, and I realize we are blessed that compared to other countries, we got it decent. We could be in other countries and it'd be way worse for us. You as a woman, me as a gay man, me as a colored man, period. It could be way worse. So you gotta. I look at that side. I'm like, thank you God, but
There's more
when you
ways to
still,
go.
yeah, when you still see the bullshit, it's
Mhm.
hard to celebrate America. So that's that.
Yeah.
That's that.
I used to love it because I was like in school and I wanted to like be off. I really could care less. I don't care. I see it as a beach day, but
Yeah, right.
we need to go to the beach. But actually, I lied. I don't. I want to do things differently this year. I don't want to go to a beach. I
You
want
want
to
to
go
go to
to
a
a
pool?
hotel pool.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, I got the connects.
Wait, you do for a hotel pool?
Yes,
I don't
honey.
think you mentioned that to me. I
Oh,
went
don't
on
worry.
my
We'll
ear.
talk after. We'll talk offline.
No
Because I
after
don't
show.
want
No
people just
after
showing
show
up.
today. Oh
No,
yeah.
I know. We'll talk offline.
Yeah, no. But tell me the people right now as they're listening, no after show today, no after party.
No, it's fine.
Uh, but we still have a show going on for you guys right now. So, but anyways, could we get? Oh, so I have to tell you something funny yesterday, right? An encounter, and I think I put it on Instagram for a little
I
bit for people to
encountered.
watch, and I took it off because but I wanted to share it on the podcast. So yesterday, girl, I'm in the store, minding my own business, trying to get my shit. And behind me, there's a cute little shorty. She was cute, and of course, and it's everywhere. I call them hyenas. What are hyenas? Group of men that hang in a pack in a corner. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the corner, but in the corner, on the block. But it's usually a group of men. So I call them hyenas, right? So these hyenas come into the store thirsty over this girl. Like, think the Lion King, especially the one with the tongue out. Yeah. Think that. So they're trying to get at this girl. Like, hey, what up? Blah, 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 this and that. And the girl's like, nah, and she's literally behind me. And I'm just laughing in front. Like, no, I have a boyfriend. And they're going hard. Like, oh, but who cares? Let me get your Instagram. First of all, this generation, I just can't.
This
I
is
just can't.
stressful.
Not even, it's not even, let me get your phone number anymore.
It's
Now,
let me
let
get
me
your
get your
Instagram.
Instagram.
Let me get your
What the
snap. Ugh, that's
Yo,
crazy.
you can tell our generation is like things are a changing. When now it's like, yo, shorty, let me get your number. No, it's not even that. It's let me get your Instagram. I could in my mind a million reasons start pouring in why nowadays these people want the Instagram instead of the number. Because with the number you could trace it, it can be seen or whatever. With the Instagram it's DM, so you really have to look through it to get found out or caught out there. Like
Well, there's
Khalees.
more exposure when it comes to Instagram. Like people post, people know, like your followers will know what you're doing, what you're up to. They see like what you've been posting, who you've been talking to in the comments, shit like that. So it's more, there's more visibility when it comes to like social media. Um, if a That's crazy. I think a guy asked me for like Snapchat, I blocked him immediately because we're not doing that. We're in
Well,
our mid 30s. Stop
well,
it.
homegirl was like, nah, I got a boyfriend. Now, I know that's the easiest scapegoat for girls to say they have a boyfriend. Whether
I
she
don't
had a
say that
boyfriend,
anymore.
whether she has a boyfriend or not, it's like they kept going. They was like, so what if you have a boyfriend? Blah blah blah. This and that. Like you should be able to be free. And at this point, this is where my head is like, I don't want to say,
You should have turned around and been like, I'm her boyfriend.
I don't want to say, jig motherfuckers ain't shit. But I do want to, because it's just not. It's just people in general. This people ain't shit. Because this is what I mean. It's like people be in relationships. Whether this girl was lying or not, it's like
Did she give him the
Shorty
Instagram?
told you no, she didn't.
Okay.
Shorty's telling you she does not. She has a boyfriend. Like she doesn't want to do it. And then he's like, and then she said he'll kill me. I know she meant this loosely, but she was like, oh, he'll kill me. I know she meant it loosely. But then he's like, oh, that's toxic. You shouldn't be. And then the other hyenas are behind him, like, ha ha, cheering him. Oh, that's toxic. You shouldn't be with someone like that anyways. You should be free. I'm like, this is the problem with our day and age. It's like, that's why people are cheating left and right. People are hopping on to the next best thing or thinking there's a next best thing, but the grass ain't always green on the other side. Like I left and I was laughing to myself. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, and guys are crazy. Like,
Guys
they
that
be
are like
trying.
that, you want to know what's crazy? Those are the same guys that probably have a girl, have a baby mama, have a bunch of kids. Like, not to stereotype, but that's usually who they are. And like, clearly, there's no respect there.
Clearly, the girl
I
saying,
stopped
"I have a
saying
man."
I stopped saying that because guys will continue.
It
You
don't
just have to
matter.
say no. I got this from Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen actually, and Elizabeth Olsen, I guess the sister. They said growing up, their parents always said no is a full sentence. So
And that,
basically, like just say no, no, I don't want to. I've
did you?
said that many, many times. If someone asks me for my number, I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you, be well. Like,
What
no,
did you? I don't know if you got to see my story, but I also put like while I was, explaining what happened. I said no means no. Like, fellas, take a hit. No means no. Like,
that's crazy.
the girl said she
Were they
said no
young?
first, and then she said, "I would say 20s. I would say 20s.
Ugh,
I would say
I'm an
20s.
auntie now. You can't be like that. That could never happen
I
to
would say
me.
20s." And she was a cute little girl too, like cute shorty. But it's like, it was just comical and just like, this is this is
That
this
is
is this is. I
crazy.
don't want to say this is
What
America
happened?
because it's not
What
American
happened
thing.
in
This
the
is
words of Sheree Whitfield? Hello, how are you? Like
right.
customer service, or not customer service, but like what happened to courtship? What happened to chivalry?
I don't know, but that's funny.
Yikes!
And speaking of customer service,
I would have been. You know what I would have? No, my friend would have been like Jamie Liz would have been like, "Oh, you want my number? Pay for my groceries. Pay for all this shit. I'll give you my
mhm.
number then," and giving him a fucking Google number. I
Yeah,
was
perra,
actually,
and I
I was
don't. And
actually
hey,
reading. I was actually reading that women are now encouraged to give Google numbers instead of their real phone numbers to guys when they're dating. I'm about to start giving this fucking 646-801.
not the inner circle podcast
Because
number,
if you want to get at me, the least you could do
646-801-3583.
exactly.
Call.
The least leave me a message on the dial tone and hit a like or a subscribe.
That's hilarious. Not the inner circle podcast, but that's a good one. I should start using that too.
I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start giving the Google number because, like,
That it's funny, but you mentioned customer service, which is funny. Because I thought about this too. And I mean, for both of us, we met back in 2010,
no,
11,
11.
11, because I moved here 10. I moved back to New York 10.
I moved
11,
in
11.
2011.
Um, and we both work customer service. We know, and especially in New York. Like, I mean, if you work customer service in New York,
You
retail,
can do it
whatever, you can
anywhere.
do it anywhere. With that being said, how do we feel? Because there's been a change. I noticed it in person, although, which is crazy because I was someone before who hated online shopping. You've been on the online shopping wave before
First.
even COVID, and I
Mm-hmm.
never understood it. I'm like, oh no, I have to see the clothes, feel it, try it on. I was that
Mm-hmm.
person, like the old whole five senses type of feel for me
Yeah.
to when I go shopping. Not anymore. Not anymore. But with that being said, customer service, it's gone to shit. And I want to
Yeah.
say COVID has made it worse. But what are your opinions? Where do you think COVID made it worse? Do you think it was already going to shit before COVID? Because customer service has gone down to shit, whether it's in person retail, whether it's you're calling your cable company, your phone company, whatever. This is some horrible fucking service out
Yeah. Um, I feel like there isn't enough incentives in jobs and in companies to like keep customer service agents working and being happy. And I feel like a lot of customer service agents get the brunt of shit. I remember when I worked in a beauty company during COVID, and everyone had summer Fridays except the beauty company or except the customer service like reps. And it was like, but why don't we get to be on summer Fridays? Like, why do we have to work the whole shift? And their response basically was, well, if there's an issue, you guys have to service the customer. So it was like first of all, you're treating us like we have to work like fucking robots, and then additionally, we're not getting an incentive. It's fucked up. From a retail standpoint, I see how people can be so disrespectful and like treat customer service people, workers like shit, like disposable. So I can understand that, but also I feel even with the minimum wage being a little bit higher than other states, still people frown upon customer service. Whether you're working behind a cashier in McDonald's or you're working behind a cashier, even in like a luxury retail brand, they still treat them as they're like disposable because everyone's at will.
Well, with me, I just think, listen, I get it. What you just said. I especially when I'm on the phone, I always say this to the other, the person behind them on the other side. I know it's not you, and I told them, I explained myself. I'm sorry if I'm coming off strong because I could come off strong, especially when it comes to like service stuff. I listen. I worked at Bloomingdale's, and there's one thing I would say, my good Jewish people, 1% here, in my DNA. I learned from them. And there's one thing but I told the people on the other line, I know it's not you. It's the company you work for. I know it's not you. You're just representing, we're just the little people that work for these companies.
Mm.
And then I go into my rant. I always throw that in there as a disclaimer. I know it's not you, da, 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 but, and then I go. Because a lot of times they're like, oh, we're recording this for purposely. Okay, so if you're recording this, hear me, bitch. Hear me, because I'm about to go in.
Supervisors listen to that.
And that's why I go in.
Yeah, I actually had a supervisor listening to my calls, which was fine because I have nothing to hide. But like, thank God she did because I had a creep over the phone. Mm-mm-mm.
And I gotta give a shout out to Optimum. I had just 2 weeks ago. I had to call. I'm not gonna get into specifics of what went down.
What is
but Optimum is a phone cable Wi-Fi company. It's a company. It's a New York thing. Optimum.
That's your Wi-Fi?
Well, remember, New York is very weird. Like, it's depending where you live. So there's Spectrum. If I was up in the Heights, it would be Spectrum. That's what I had before I moved to Brooklyn. But in Brooklyn, I guess the area is Optimum. Some areas only have Verizon, like Staten Island, etc. So it depends on the area. And I guess they agree of what they would think, so it's not a monopoly type of thing. Trust me, I learned that because I'm like, I want this over here. Oh, but we only so it's like fuck. So you're like screwed to like choose these people. Basically, it sucks. But shout out to Optimum because dude who I spoke to last definitely helped me out. He went against the company grain because he did talk to his supervisor. His supervisor was an asshole, but he's still on the side. And I really pray that this guy doesn't get fired. They wasn't listening to him. But he hooked it up. So shout out to the guy who helped me recently 2 weeks ago on Optimum. That was good service, and I appreciated that. There's still some good people out there, and there's still good people, even though it's out of our hands to provide a service. Because again, there's a lot of times people are working. We're the little people working for the company, but there's still people out there that will do their best to try to. Because we understand, we all the same people. We understand the world we live in and these companies, et cetera, et cetera. So. But the service has gone down, period. Whether it's a McDonald's, like you said, as low as McDonald's to something high. Like
it's like they're hiring just about anyone, and that's the fucked up. Like that's the fucked up part of this. You have to like train people in servicing a customer. You can't just expect them to be smiling. Like I hate to use this as an example because they're known for their homophobic ways, but Chick-fil-A, they train the shit out of their team. So much so to say, like, not even to say you're welcome, my pleasure.
Now, okay, we have that they're just hiring anyone, but I want to take it a step further, and this may be not trying to offend or alienate anyone, of our listeners or watchers and stuff, but I want to take it further. Do you think it's a Gen Z and the new generation coming up that
I blame them for a lot of things. I blame them for a lot of things, but I will say it's not just Gen Z. Have you seen the baby boomers? They be frustrated as fuck. Have you seen people like our age with a fucking attitude? Like I basically took your man.
Well, listen, you're right. You're right about that because you and I have private conversations, and you know what I be saying on the phone. No, I'm going. I'm flying out with no ifs, buts, and ands about it. Like I have this attitude now where it's like, no, oh, I'm going on vacation. People be asking me, how do you go on vacation and get all those days off? Listen, I'm in an era where I tell my job, love my job and love what I do. But I tell my job, these days I'll be off. I don't ask. I say, these days I'll be off.
Same. I don't feel I've never worked well. I can say in the company I work for like now, they're very good about supporting people when they need like work life balance.
And it's
I never
really
need
a
to
true
ask,
like
oh, I need these days. Is it okay? Like I just tell them and they're receptive to it. But not every job is the same.
and that's yeah. Not every job is the same, and again, that's why I'm thankful and live in gratitude in a sense
Shout
when
out
it
to our
comes to it
dog.
because shout out to our jobs because it's like and that's why it's a little hard to like move on because it's like nah if I go somewhere else like I'm sorry I'm in a
I
phase
know.
of my life where I'm not gonna be asking like well a vacation once a year you oh accrue PTO and you could only 1 week once a year no.
No, no,
That's not
no.
me. That's not me. That's why I just have to do other things in life because I truly feel I'm not meant to be working for the man forever.
Come on,
I'm really not.
entrepreneur.
I mhm, manifest that shit because I am because
Do the Whitney Rose.
not that bitch. But I have a game for you because this weekend I was surprised with a little bit of time, well, not with some time I had, of the people that have actually worked together in the industry, whether they're
Hmm.
actors, singers, etc., etc., etc. And I'm
Okay.
like, I wonder if Melanie would do good in this game of people who've collaborated in a sense. So I'm putting you through the test to see if you could figure out if these celebrities have worked together once upon a time. You ready?
Sure.
All right. So here we go. Um, First one, once we figure it out, I gotta love thing. All right. So have they worked together? First one, Juice Sedora and Little Mama. Have they worked together?
I I know Drew Sidor is an actress, and I think Little Mama did like actually yes they did the TLC movie that I didn't
You,
watch, but
you
I heard it
got
was
it.
alright.
I thought I was gonna
Oh,
stump
there go
you,
the
but you
fireworks
got it.
again.
You got it. You got it. Next, Britney Spears and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I don't recall Brittany being in Buffy ever, so I'm gonna say
Well,
no.
you're right. You're right. Good job. Good job. It doesn't mean that they like when I say collaborate. It doesn't mean necessarily they went into each other's show, but just whether they did, like you said,
I don't see
someone
them
came into
working
a
together.
movie or whatever or song. Next, Brandy and Fat Joe.
Damn. I don't. No.
You're right. Yes.
I,
I thought I was gonna stump you with some of these, but
I've been knowing.
I thought I was gonna stop you next. Two divas, Kylie Minogue and Madonna. Have they worked together?
Ooh, that would be amazing, actually. Did they work together? I don't know. Madonna is like very. She's such a Leo, so she's a control freak, and she doesn't like people taking her thunder. I want to say no. Ah!
Correct, correct. But recently, in an interview, Kylie said she would
She would
love
work with
to
her.
work with Madonna, and I think that would be an
But do you
amazing
think Madonna
collaboration.
will work with her?
Now,
That's
listen,
very
and let
good.
me just say that. Let me just say that, Madonna, stop work. I know it's like the vampire draining the youth of when she works with these young kids, but stop. Like, give your fellow peers a chance to work with. I think that would be an epic collaboration, and if it's done right, maybe a big, huge hit for your resurgence with Kylie versus trying to work with
Right.
Dokishas and Sam Smiths of the world. Like, I get it. You want to like stay hip with a younger crew. You did it with Britney, and I appreciate that. But like, I think it would be
She's
amazing.
working with people who she doesn't deem a threat. But all in all, Madonna, get better because I'm trying to see you in concert, bitch. Please don't die before you.
Well, we're not gonna see that concert
Please
till
do not
2024.
Uh-uh.
I promise you. Next, Nicki Minaj and Rosalia, have they worked together?
I think they did. No, wait, hold on. Rosalia has done shit with a bunch of people, but like, I know she really likes Nicki Minaj. Yeah, they did. They did. Did they? Ah! Well,
Gotcha.
whatever. 4 out of 1.
Nicki Minaj collaborated with Karol G, but she had not collaborated with Rosalia yet. I think that will be an awesome collaboration of them too.
I saw an interview where Nicki was talking, and then Rosalia came up to her and like hugged her or whatever, and she was just like, but okay, whatever.
You know, Sagittarius, especially Nicki Minaj. Next, Mel Gibson and Sam Rahi, have they collaborated or worked together?
I don't like neither of these motherfuckers. Neither one. If they did, then sure, yes, they did.
Yes, you got it. They did collaborate in a movie that actually also has Shannon Doherty in it. So I haven't watched it, but I was surprised by the
It wasn't in the movie theater.
actors, people. No, it did not come on.
Straight to Blockbuster.
Last but not least, Chris Brown and Raúl Alejandro.
Yes.
Have they collaborated together? Yes, you got it.
You
That
know,
was a good
I
song,
consider Raúl Alejandro the Chris Brown of Puerto Rico.
Of the Latin thing. Some people have compared him to that. And not only that, but Raúl Alejandro also looks at Chris Brown as a big influencer. And I can see it in his own style and career journey where he's a Chris Brown fan. So
and his dancing too.
They both could get it.
I did great. What do I win?
Another week on the show.
That's a good one. Unfortunately.
I don't know. I had to think of something quick when you said I had to win. I didn't want to say no other nastiness. We have people of all ages watching. But anyways, that was fun. That was a fun game. Now, listen, we're people. This is a podcast, and we're people of a certain age, and we gotta like talk about hard hitting shit. And I was thinking the other day, insecurities as we get older, and this is for everyone, not just women, not only the gays, straight men, everyone. And whatever straight man, we know women do feel that because obviously there's that. We've seen it throughout the years, unfortunately. You know, the plastic surgery, the tune-ups and stuff.
Women are more vocal about insecurities.
But yes. Who? And it's funny because I felt this thought earlier about this, about men, straight men in particular. You know that we have the gays. You know, the gays can be a little narcissistic into themselves. But then we have straight men, and I'm seeing it more and more where like straight men getting Botox nowadays and certain things, etc. Can we talk about the insecurities as we get older? Like, do you feel it? Like, do you think about it? Does it hit you? Like, for you, like, I unless you want me to go first, let me know.
To be, well, honestly, and this is no bullshit, I think I am a work in progress and I'm working on myself and I'm not really insecure about anything right now. I mean, I might have my insecurities about certain things, but that's just private. But in terms of like beauty standards and stuff, I don't really think so. I don't think that I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting older. I need to get Botox, or oh my God, I need to enhance some features. Like, that's not where I'm at. Jokingly, I went, well, a while ago, I went to my my laser hair removal guy. Is this Brazilian guy. He's a bodybuilder. You know who it is. He's a bartender in some like gay bar. But he was like, yo, you will look gorgeous with like fuller lips. I should put filler in your lips. And I was like, no, I'm not trying to look like Big Ange. God rest her soul. I'm good with what I am, with what I have. Like, I don't need to enhance it. But and then after that conversation, I was thinking like, damn, do I want to get like, you know? And I was like, nah, I don't. But
no, full lips. I think your lips are perfectly fine. So I don't know why That was sad.
He said fuller lips, and I was like, that shit's bitch. I don't have an overbite or an underbite, so
No. With me, do I feel insecure? I don't. I don't. But the other day, I was thinking to myself, like, because you look in the mirror, you know, you take pictures, you look in the mirror, you're like, I don't know. I did think to myself the other day, I'm like, I would definitely get Botox at some
hmm.
point.
Some people look so good without having Botox and fillers. Like Andy Cohen, for example. I
He
feel like
doesn't
he
have
looks
Botox,
he
yeah.
doesn't and he doesn't want to do it because he wants to stay natural. And I feel like gay men are prone to feeling that judgment and feeling that like necessity to make themselves look youthful and find the fountain of youth. I don't think you need to do that. There's a way to age gracefully
Hmm.
and still look good.
But it's harder, I think, and now I don't want to split things like women aside. There's gay men and then there's straight men. Straight men do go through that age. That's why they call it the midlife crisis for both men and women. Straight men do go through it, but I think straight men go through it in a different way, where it's
They
like
fuck other
they get a
people.
new car,
Right.
they dump, they leave their
They start
wife for
dating
many
someone
years,
half your
and
age.
they start dating someone half their age. Um, but I don't want to knock that because there's some like love is love, and when you meet someone, think like I don't want to knock it because you never know when you're gonna be on that flip side of dating someone and you're older and they're younger. So I don't want to knock it. For the most part, I've always been on the coin where I'm younger and they're older, but now I'm getting older. But anyways, so with men, it's like the new sports car, a new bike, a girl half their age, 18, and you're like 50 or
Mm.
60, something in that sense. Nothing crazy for the most part. Maybe they start taking care of themselves a little more, going to the gym more than they did when they were with their actual wife. For gay men, I think it's worse because with gay men, it's very, let's be real, and I'm speaking as part of the gay community umbrella. The gay men are very
Materialistic.
materialistic, like visual, narcissistic,
Vain.
vain. Thank you, vain. Like for the most part, they are. It's like, are you hot? What could you do for me? Etc. Etc. So it's like it is hard for. I think it's harder for women and gay men as you get older. To be honest, in my opinion,
Yeah, for sure. I think with women, the older you get, the harder it is to
for
lose
women,
weight.
but worse for women. Because you guys, what I don't like about it is that with with women, it's like it's what also the world puts on women.
Yes.
You're getting older, you don't have no kids. Oh, shame. You're
Yeah.
getting older, this and that. Oh, you're getting older, you want to post a bikini picture at 50? Slut. What are you doing, attention whore? I don't like that. Like, why? Why? Like, why?
You know what's the newest thing that I've like encountered? So dating, currently dating, and like when you meet someone and you tell them like you're in your 30s, you have no kids, you're single, whatever, you have your whole life. Like some guys are perplexed as to I why I've gotten asked this question so many fucking times. Why is a beautiful woman? How is that for a beautiful woman like as yourself? Like, why is it that you're single? Why is it that you don't have kids? Because I didn't let myself get trapped. First of all, second of all, because I've focused on shit that other people couldn't provide. I don't feel like I need to explain myself. Like, what you see is what you get. But also, my answer to that is because my access has been limited. I limit my access to people. That's it.
This one of the things, yeah, that's one that I can't stand, and I've gotten it before myself too. What is a hot guy or a beautiful guy like you doing single? It's like
That's kind of like a
that's one of
backhanded
the. Yeah,
compliment.
it's like because motherfuckers ain't shit. Like because I'm not gonna settle for less. Because yeah, people may think I'm hard to deal with, but it's like no. It's because I know what I bring to the table. I know my heart. I know this right here. And no,
I like
no.
to flip it on guys and be like, so why are you single? Like, it's your turn to answer this question. Because if I'm a beautiful
Right?
single woman, why are you a handsome single man? And the responses that I've gotten are like, oh, well, some girls don't want the same things that I want. My favorite, I'm very picky and I lose interest like after a while, like after I get turned off by something. Okay, you feel the same way. What if I felt the same way? If I would have said that to you, you would have been like, oh shit, she's gonna find something that's gonna turn her off, and then you're gonna like dip out.
Mm, mm,
See, that's how insecurities start.
mm. That's true.
It's a circle of life, people.
It really is a circle of life. But I think we all go through it. Some of
When
us
you're
in a
older.
smaller magnitude, some of us bigger magnitude. I think we all, gay, straight, whatever in between, like we all go through points as you get older, like damn. You know what I mean? Like, damn. And especially when whether you're single or you're in a relationship and things end, etc. It's like, you start thinking, let's say you're in a relationship for 20 years that started in your at 30 and now you get out of it at 50.
And yeah, how do you start dating after that? Like,
It's some hard shit and it's some hard hitting questions that you think about. It's like, damn, like, and that's true. How do you start dating after you've been in a relationship?
dating, the good thing about dating is that dating has no age, dating has no limits. You can start dating at a late age, you can start dating at a young age. I don't condone it, but I think that this whole misconception of like dating is only for young people for them to grow old is bullshit, because you can be with someone for 27 years, Mauricio and Kyle Richards, and then decide to like separate, and then you guys have your whole life ahead of you. You still in your 50s, you still have your life ahead of you. You still have some like juice in the like, you still have some gas in the engine.
And that's the thing when we say ageism and all that stuff, and especially going back to what we said earlier, I feel like women have it worse because it's like you hit a certain age and people think you're dead. Like, that's it. That's the end of your life. Like some people think basically 30 something. Once you hit 30 something, 40, you're basically dead and
Yeah,
gone.
I find that shit to be comical. Like my
Until
mom,
they get to our age.
I'm trying to think. My mom, at my age right now, I'm 34. My mom was married with 3 children. Like about to have her fourth one in like 2 years. 2 years like later. But the times back then are so fucking different from
Different than
now.
now, yeah.
And
So
actually, I saw this video. Funny you bring this up because I was on TikTok and I saw this video that said like 45% of women from the ages of like 30 to 45 are not going to be married or have children.
repeat that age again. I'm sorry.
45% of women from the ages of 30 years
30.
old
Okay.
to 45 in the next coming years are not going to have children or be married.
Wow. And what
And
is this
like
based
a
on?
lot of them, I don't know where I got this. I don't know where the data came from, but basically the guy was saying that some women, and I can attest to this, are enjoying their auntie era, where they'd rather be aunties than be in a mom or be a girlfriend or a wife or fiance, whatever. Because the guys ain't shit right now, yo. The dating pool has pee, poop, mojones, like it's horrible. You think that you meet someone and like you guys hit it off and you think that you guys want the same thing, only to find out later on, months or maybe a year later or a couple timeline later, that they're not even trying to do the same things you want to do, or they're not in the same wavelength. It's sad, really. I'd rather
What,
be alone than be miserable or with
what
bad
they say in
company.
Spanish? Mejor
Mejor
solo que
sola
mal
que con mal
acompañado.
acompañada.
So speaking of Kyle Richards and Mauricio, which you just mentioned too, what are your whole thoughts on that? Because first of all, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. They dropped it the day before 4th of July. I know why some celebrities do this because publications usually shut down and it's harder to like really take wildfire and take off.
Really?
So yeah, I read that.
With
Why
social media, that shit spread like wildfire. That's
true.
stupid.
I mean, they need to realize social media is a whole new beast of itself versus papers and publications. But yes, the internet was shook
Lit
with
up.
the
I took a nap and I woke up to like 15 text messages from Jamie. Oh my God, we need to have an emergency podcast show. I'm like, what? But
yeah,
listen, it sucks. There have been
rumblings.
rumors. There have been rumors for years about Mauricio and Kyle Richards. Kyle Richards has, and from watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for a long time, She has family issues. She has personal issues. She suffers from anxiety. Like she's
I mean, she went through anorexia
chronic.
when she was younger too. I don't know if that
She
makes.
what?
She was anorexic. Believe she had an eating disorder when
Oh,
she
she
was
had an
younger
eating
too.
disorder. I
I
didn't
don't know
know,
if that
but
plays into anything
she
now.
has
But
like body dysmorphia, all
yeah,
this
yeah.
shit. Like she has a lot of personal issues that she needs to work on, and I mean that can take a toll. But then we don't know what happened. So who's to say it was Mauricio? Who's to say it was her? I don't know. I just love the fact that they have always had a good family unit with their four daughters, and yeah, it sucks, but hopefully they find each other's happiness. I guess.
Well, they're separated. Then after everything, then they post a joint thing, and even yesterday in Aspen, I believe they're in right now. They showed a family front unit posting together with their dog.
Mm.
And Kyle wanted to reiterate and
Let
let
me
the
see
people know
what's
that they're
going on.
separated, not divorced, separated. You
Typical
know.
Capricorn. They always want to make things right.
So yeah, Kyle's
He's
a
a
Capricorn.
Capricorn, right?
Mauricio is a Cancer.
Mauricio, he's a Cancer.
Yes, he is.
Oh, June
Yes,
twenty
he is.
fifth.
Mauricio is a
Okay.
Cancer. I've been known that, and I get Cancer vibes. Once I knew for a while that he's a Cancer, I'm like, I get the Cancer vibes. I get it. He's just very chill. You know what? I like Mauricio. I like Mauricio. I don't like. He's alright. He's cool. He's
He's
never
very.
gotten too
I
too
like him.
involved.
I like how like he's very Mexican. Like he's from Mexico and like he's Mexican and Jewish, which is cool. But I don't know. He's always given like chill vibes, whereas Kyle Richards is a fucking panic button, literally. I don't know. I wish them the best. I wouldn't want something like that to happen to me when I'm 53 or 55, whatever age. That sucks.
But that's what sucks, and that's what had me thinking also about certain shit. Where it's like, wow, you're in this for so long, and then you get out of at a certain age, like,
But you know what's funny?
like,
No, but you
shit.
know what's funny? At that age, there is less pressure. You have your children. You don't need to build a family. You can date and not have any like have low expectations, or like your intentions don't have to be as serious as someone who's trying to get married and settle down and have kids. When you're at that age, you can date other people that are divorcees. Like it's low maintenance, I feel. I don't know. I would actually prefer that over fucking getting divorced young.
Mm,
Mm-mm. Something
mm.
to think about.
Something to think about and definitely discuss on many podcasts to come because this is such a broad topic that I could go on so many different ways. But next
But
week,
wait, moral
uh,
of the story: do not settle. Be alone, then be with someone that's not for you. Because if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love someone else? Can I get an amen up in here?
amen. Um, um, with that being said, next week we have. I'm very excited about this show, and Melody next week could put me on. She could put me on the hot seat and say the story of how I found out with the
Child.
story. Melody, you can say that for next week, but next week, and I'm gonna say it now. There's no surprises. We're not gonna keep it for you guys to next week. I am very excited. We are very excited about this guest that we have next week. Now, some of you guys may not know, but if you don't know, now you know. Let's take it back
You
to
might be a little
BET.
you might be a little young for this.
Some of you may be a little young, but if anyone remembers Cedar's World, and if you're watching, if you tune into the YouTube and you're watching the visuals right now, you can maybe see it. If anyone remembers Cedar Big Baby, Cedar's World on BET that started back in 1999. I remember my mom used to watch it. I'm a lover of music, period, and I'm a visual person, so I love music videos. So I used to rush home to watch Cedar's World, which was the first interactive. It was like, would you agree that it was like the first interactive? What is it? What do we call it now? IG, or what's the new word that we have for this? The new
AI, artificial
AI.
intelligence.
Listen, I feel like this was the first step into our new millennia and IG and all that stuff, whatever. And I'm so excited to we're going to have next week Kitty Kaboom, the woman behind Sita's voice in Sita's world. She is a voiceover actress. She's a podcaster, actor, and we have her here on the show next week. We met her on our trip in LA, right?
Yep.
We met her on a trip in LA.
Awesome.
So we have her live and in charge next Wednesday. It's going down. We're talking BET. We're talking Cedars World. We're talking so much. We're talking LA. We're talking Hollywood. It's going to be off the chain. You do not want to miss the show. We have Kitty Kaboom joining us next week. I'm so excited for this show. It's going to be a good one. So make sure to tune in next week, live at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook. As you know, we stream the very next day, always on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, all your favorite streaming places. We are out. There's no after show today, but make sure to catch up on past after shows, on past episodes. Anything you got for us, Miss Thing, before we let them go?
Stay cool. It's hot out there.
And remember, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something shady. I'm not going to say it. Stick, like TLC said, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I'll leave it at that. We love you guys. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Adios.